everybody. Happy Tuesday. Better get my glasses on so I can see you. So welcome. It's a sunshiny day today. I can't believe that it is November 9th. And right now we're just having some great weather here in Southern Indiana. So I am enjoying it. How about you? So if you're joining me live, make sure that you let me know that you're live. And if you want me to see who's commenting, you have to give StreamYard permission. And as always, if you're watching on replay, let me know that you're watching on replay. It makes my day when you are able to catch it. So today I read a really interesting little article about all the different ways that you can share Google files or share things that you load up to Google. You know, they can be native files like Word and Excel and all of that kind of stuff. The question that I see a lot from people when they're creating their landing pages, their freebies, all that kind of stuff, is they're trying to figure out the best way of delivering that goodie to your, lead or client or whatever. And it is never a good idea to send it in the email, mainly because that's what the email servers are looking for. And, they think it could be potential scam, all that kind of stuff. So don't send it through email. What you want to do is create a link. And in that link, point people to your Google Drive. And on that Google Drive, then they can download it. Now, what's really cool is you can actually use these little hacks that I'm going to show you here. And because we've probably all been there where sometimes we'll click on a link and then we're prompted, make sure you make a copy. Other times we click on the link and it just takes us directly to our own copy. Or even sometimes it might just download automatically. So have you ever wondered that? How in the world can they do that? So what I want to do is I'm going to just move some of my screens here out of the way, make this one a little bigger. I'm going to share my screen and just show you some of the ways that you can do this. And also, just to let you know that I will be sharing this document that I'm going to show you. I want to dress it up just a little bit. So, give me a couple of hours and then I'll share the link for you. All right. So let me share my screen here. All right. Here we are. So let me move this one out of the way because it's always throwing me off. Okay, so right now what we're looking at is inside of my Google Drive here, and this is a folder that I've created specifically for different downloads that I share with people. So that's tip number one. Create a folder just for all of these downloads, and then you never have to hunt and peck and, try to find those things. All right, does that make sense for that? All right, I'm looking over to the side here because I want to, let me bring this over so you can see this document. All right, so this is the document that I will be giving you a link so that you'll have it. Basically, there's all these different ways that you can set on Google so that you can set it for like a preview, you can set it for an automatic download, you can even embed it on inside of your funnel page or your web page. All right. So this is a native Word document that I have, and I've uploaded it to my Google Drive here. So let me just move this out of the way now. And so here's my Google Drive, and this is the file that I just showed you here, right? So when we look at the very top, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there's this real long kind of cryptic numbers and letters, and that is the unique file name that Google gives everything that lives on Google. And you can upload Word documents, PDFs, all that kind of stuff, or you can also create documents. All right. So let me just open this one up. So this is just a quick little Google Doc that I created. And for the Google Doc here, you'll notice up here where it says docs.google.com, and then it has document. If this was a Google Sheet, it would have, I think it's spreadsheet. If it was a presentation, it would have presentation. Okay. So when you're creating native Google documents, Google puts them in those little folders. All right. Now this is where the fun comes. All right, so here is that Word document that I uploaded, and so now it's on Google Drive. And if I wanted, I could just create a little share, come over here and share this. And when I share it, I can share it as an editable document. So if I wanted my team to be able to edit it, or if I just wanted to share like a preview copy, I could do whatever. But if we look up here, you'll notice here is what we call the unique identifier for this document, and then the /edit. If I click over to the next link here, it's the same, but you'll notice instead of edit, it's view. All right. So if I wanted to share this document, this is my editable document, I could grab this URL, paste it, and then just change the last part of it to view instead of edit. And then as I shared this link, I would never have to worry about somebody getting into it and editing it if I forgot to set the permissions the right way. All right. So let me know if that's making sense, what I'm saying. There's a couple of other ways that you can share it. Now, this one, if we look at the very end, it says it's a preview. What's nice about the preview is it's clean. There's no extra stuff here at the top. So let me click on the view one again. And so the view, we have the little menu bars and all the options. The preview is just nice and clean. So a preview is a great option if you're just sharing information with somebody and you just want to preview it. You just want them to be able to see it. All right. Is that making sense, everybody? Let me know. All right, let me just make this a little bigger so you can kind of see things here. You can also do what's called a direct export as a PDF or an Excel file. So it says a great way to give your viewer the option to download your read-only document as a PDF. And what you do is you just replace the /edit to the export and then whatever the format is. So if I wanted to export this document as a PDF, I would just put export ? format equals PDF or format equals DOC. If I wanted to save, to give people the option of downloading it as a Word document. So let's demonstrate this. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste that document back in, right? And then what we need to do is come up here, remove the preview, and now we just want to type in export ? format equal PDF. And now do you see, so when I share that link, now do you see what's happening is it's prompting me to go ahead and save this document locally as a PDF. Does that make sense? All right. So when would you use this? So this is an excellent way and you could upload it as a PDF or if it's a native document and then just use this export. And so this would be the link, the full link that you would share in your email copy saying, click here to get your PDF or click here to download a copy. All right. So down here, Oops, that's another one. I'll copy this whole string up here so that you can see what I did. And then again, you just replace whatever like file ID that you have, and then you replace if you're wanting to export it, however you want to do it, right? Then there's another option, and this is what we call the direct download link. So let's say that people are going to this Google Drive, and when they click on that file, so maybe you're doing a workshop and everybody has access to that Google Drive, when they click on that link, it will automatically download that link. And so again, what do you have on here? This one's a little different because now we've got the export download, the UC question mark, and then the drive file ID, right? So you would, this is that unique file drive. So some of these is kind of hard to demonstrate. You'll just have to grab this code and play with it a little bit, all right? And then the next way is what we call a direct copy. So again, if you're sharing a file with someone and you want to give them just the direct link to copy it so that it will automatically get copied into their Google Drive, you just remove the word view and type in copy. And now it's giving us this prompt, okay, would you like to make a copy of this? And the nice thing about this is it puts it right into your Google folder. And as the author, when you give them that option, you don't have to worry about people messing up the original document if you'd given the wrong permissions there. So as you can see, there's all kinds of ways that you can link and share your documents. And based on what you're trying to do, you just need to use the best one. Then the last thing, if your head's not exploding yet, the last thing that I wanted to show you is you could also embed a document into your web page or your funnel page. And what you need to do is put it inside of what's called an iframe. And the same thing is, let me just highlight all of this would be the link that I would get off of my Google file. So I would just come up here and I would copy that. And then I would need to wrap it or kind of surround it with this iframe code. And then also notice here the W/preview and then the height. And you could change it to height and width also if you wanted. So what does that mean? So I would grab all of this code and then I would come over to my editor. So this is a preview of Funnel Gorgeous, but any of your funnel or web page editors should give you something to be able to put in this code. So I had included an element called an HTML JavaScript element. And when you open the code editor, you just copy that code right in here, right? And then if you made changes, you would just save it. And then when you go to preview it, hopefully I didn't mess it up. There it is. So here's a preview of that document. Now you can see, you can't download it or anything. It's just a preview. But, this is a great way if you're showcasing some information, and you could even say, click here to get a copy of this document. So they're looking at it and they're thinking, wow, this is great. I want a copy. So then you could direct them to click a button and, capture their email and all of that kind of stuff. All right. Good. You still with me? Everybody's still with me? So again, when you upload your documents on Google, basically you just kind of pay attention to this last part of it for the most case. Sometimes it gets switched around a little bit. And then this document that I'll be sharing with you just gives some of the main ways that you might be sharing that document based on what your needs are. All right, so let me stop sharing and let me come back. All right, so that's kind of a little techie lesson today, maybe deeper than what some people enjoy going into. The takeaway is think about how you want to use that file. Never, unless it's just one person, never attach the document when you're emailing. Again, this is all about lead gen, and you've got those freebies or different things people are going to download. In your thank you email, you're going to have a link that directs them back to Google, and then you are going to set that link depending on what you want them to do with it. If you want a direct download, if you want them just to view it, if you want them to copy it automatically into their Google Drive, whatever you want to do. All right. So I hope this was useful for you. Again, a little plug for my Digital Business Academy. When you're one of my students, this is just a tiny tidbit of some of the information that I share with you. And it's not a course where you're being force-fed all of this stuff. When we get to the point that we're building your landing page, we're mapping out all of this, I'm right in there with you so that you can get all of this stuff working seamlessly. And you've got me in your back pocket to help you every step of the way. So I would love to have you be one of my students in this round. Again, I keep it very small. I aim for 10 people per class because then I can really spoil you with lots of attention. All right, so let me know in the comments, and if you're watching this on replay or if you happen to be watching it on my YouTube channel, I'd love to have you subscribe there. So hit the subscribe button, and that's it for today. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.